powerful because you weren't afraid. You didn't back down. You weren't worried that that would be a permanent state. You understood that it was only a step on a longer journey. And when you can see your light.
What's my story? Before it's even been solved, we want to assign blame. That is a distraction. Don't do it. Number 2, you have to get a clear vision of what you want.
Your words and what you manifest can be a reality, but you got to dig.
As a long journey, and that you know perseverance is what it demands, then you'll stay the course. Then you'll win. As Maya Angelou said, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. That's some of the best advice you're ever going to hear. At the end of the day, you should always be trying to change the things that you have the ability to change. There are inevitably going to be things that you can't change, but you're never helpless. You're never a victim. In that moment, you still have the unbelievable ability to choose to look at it in a new way, to choose to reframe.
Like, exactly what do you want when this problem is solved? What do you want to be happening different than it is now specifically? It can't be a general thing. It can't be that you want to eliminate this. What is it that you want? You can't just eliminate something without replacing it with what exactly is you want. So the second thing I always ask myself, and I do this very quickly, and remember, this is only on 15% of the problems. What is it exactly that I want? With specificity, with clarity. Because this laser focus now, I can move towards a solution if I'm clear on what it is, which is number 3. Once I'm clear on what it is, get resourceful. Once you figured out exactly what it is in number 2, the third step is to get totally resourceful about solving the problem. What does that mean? Who are the people that can help you? The resources, the places, the things, the circumstances, the collaborations. Who is that you might need to talk to who solved a similar problem in your life? What are the resources available to you?
And in that reframing, you change everything. You don't just change your own neurochemistry. You're not just changing the way that you feel. You're actually changing the way that you're going to approach the problem. Something that was moments before, something that seemed impossible, something that was breaking your will to continue to fight. With a change in attitude becomes something completely different. And as Hans Selye said, adopting the right attitude can turn a negative stress into a positive one. And that game of mental jujitsu is what it's about. That game of flipping something on its head, of turning something around, of seeing it in a new way so that you can act in a new way is how you make forward progress. Understanding that, understanding your need to change your perspective, that's how you begin to get ahead. Once you understand that your perspective is a choice, it is not objective truth. Burn that into your mind. It is not objective truth. The world that you see around you is simply the perspective through which you see it. All of life is a funhouse mirror.
The more you begin to point out to yourself, I have all these resources at my disposal, the more your anxiety and stress level begins to go down, and it's true. Are there problems like this you've solved in the past? Something similar in the past you've solved or somebody else has solved? Most people get very unresourceful. They feel like there's no hope, no help. So ask yourself, how do I get resourceful? What are my resources here? And then the last thing, if I could just say this to you that are people of faith, or if you plug into the universe, why don't you embrace the fact and the belief that you're being guided, that there's a blessing happening in your life, or that you can plug into something that's got great answers for you. There's resources everywhere for you. For those of you that are people of faith, or even if you're somebody who you don't have a specific religion, but you plug into the energy of the world, why is it that when a problem arises, we abandon our God, we abandon our faith, we abandon the fact that we're guided, we abandon the higher consciousness that we believe in? Why is it that when a problem arises,
and you got to continue to work forward and not back, you have to continue to look up and see your purpose and see your promise. Don't wait for someone to tap you on your shoulders and tell you to go. You go because you must go. Own it and speak life, not death. Speak life into your greatness. Speak life into your opportunities. Speak life into what it is that you seek. But this is your life. And this is your opportunity to show the world what you are ultimately capable of. And there's power in your voice.
We abandon that. Why don't you believe you're guided? My great resource is my contacts, my friends, my previous experience, maybe the people around me that I can talk to. But my biggest one is my God. I'm being guided. I'm being blessed. I'm favored. Plug into that divine inspiration, that divine understanding. If you pray for their guidance or you pray for their help, you pray for their will, right? And you can pray for the information as well. So begin to feel you're guided. Get super resourceful is the third step. The fourth empowering question you just ask yourself very quickly: what can I learn from this? People say to me, that's really difficult to do in the middle of the problem. No, it's not. It's just something that's a habit you've not built yet. What can I learn from this? What's the learning experience? Because as you're learning as you go, this problem is less likely to repeat itself in our lives. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. There's nothing wrong with even having problems. There's a challenge if we continue to repeat the same mistake that causes the same problems.
When you quit, your mind does this, because you're out. Once you say, I'm not going to quit, when you quit, your mind says, we're done. So it doesn't expand. There's no expansion when you quit. When you say, you, this sucks, I'm drowning, I'm miserable, I'm suffering, I'm broken, but I'm not good. Anywhere. What happens to your mind is it does this. It says, he's not leaving. So we got to expand. We got to grow. We got to figure this thing out.
I needed to be ready. I needed to be the things I always talk about. I needed to be stronger and faster and smarter and better. That was a thought that used to drive me and kind of haunt me and make me get up early and work hard to push myself.
There's uniqueness in the words that you speak. There's greatness in your voice. Do you understand that what you speak of, you must own it? This is the time right now to recognize the power in your voice. There are many things that you will speak on. And when you use those words, you must stay committed to it. But you also must understand, if you are speaking negatively, then negative things will come out.
What do you want in your life? We have so much influence coming at us that we are so lost. We don't know what we want to do because we We don't spend enough time with ourselves. You have to learn to shut off a phone, shut off a computer, shut off a TV. And it's okay to sit in a room by yourself in a chair and just think about you, where I want to be, where do I see myself tomorrow, the next year from that. And it takes a lot of self-discipline to be able to do that nowadays, because you want to be so attached to everything. You want to be so caught up with the world. The world's moving too fast. The world's moving so fast that you're trying to keep up to the point where you lose yourself in the world. So you have to take that time to go to that dark place in your mind and discover who you are.